Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let us not waste any time. This is the definitive Def Jam tier list of overall characters. Now, this isn't tournament. This isn't a tournament tier list, okay? Don't get it twisted right now. This is not a tournament tier list. This is just overall character design, moves, all that stuff, but we're talking aesthetics here. This is the list that Maximilian is too scared to make. This is the list that he is too afraid of getting disapproving looks from Kenny and Steve to properly rate all of these fighters and their outfits and their moves and their everything. Alright, so let's begin. We're doing this in alphabetical order. First up, Baby Chris. He's got a good blazing move, but otherwise, his outfit's whack. He's wearing an earpiece, and I know it would have something to do with his only appearance in a cutscene, which is opening up the door to the Terror Dome. No, not Terror Dome. Club Murder. And other than that, like, what does he have? Other than his blaze move, nothing. But because he does have the blaze move, he goes into only if you paid me. And this is just how likely am I going to pick a certain character. So up next, we've got Baxter. He has sort of the reverse problem with Baby Chris. Like, he's got a look, but his blazing is icebergs from Vendetta, where he decides to just spank you in the middle of it. We don't spank people in these games, okay? This isn't God Hands. Baxter, you can get into only if you paid me. Alright, next is Bless. Bone Crusher. Well, he's definitely the big fat guy of the game. His blazing reflects that with his big jumping swan dive. Gut first. I like his intro of "You will be destroyed! You will be destroyed!" I would put Bone Crusher in sure. Bo. You Bo, you suck. Bo is so goddamn lame. Like, I know we're dealing with a game where its settings is like, gangster rap, all that stuff, but Bo feels like he's trying way too hard by covering up his face with a bandana, scars everywhere, and hey, come on, bitch! Step to me! I dare you! Get the f*** out of here! Go back to the Ballas! Bubba Sparks. The only thing I know Bubba Sparks for is... And other than that, not much else. He's not Baby Chris and Baxter levels, which is like, what the hell are you doing? I would put him in Asher next to Bone Crusher. Busta Rhymes? Okay, so Busta Rhymes is definitely upper tier, but with his gameplay being more submission based, and again, this isn't, tournament tier whatever. With Busta's style being more submission based, he doesn't have as much oomph as some of the other fighters do, even though, I love Busta Rhymes. His personality is... I could just, listen to Busta Rhymes talk about anything for hours. So, I would put Busta Rhymes in I'm Down. Like, these tiers apply when you're playing with your friends. Upper tier is, your main, second, and your third. When you decide, alright, let's do this, competitively, in a casual setting. This is just more like if you were just messing around, trying to kill some time, and you were trying to pick people you don't really take. These guys are the people I would never take in my life. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna make a change here for Bless, only to piss off Matt from Super Best Friends. blesses his own tier. Alright, up next, Capone. Capone has a pretty good blazing move. You know, very cocky. You know, typical, like, action movie stuff. I punch you so hard. I'll beat your brains out. You're not falling over. I'm gonna finish that for you. His prisoner outfit, I'm not really feeling. Like, I don't mind the idea of just kind of like a jumpsuit and, you know, wearing a shirt under, but I don't know, something with how it looks on Capone compared to his Vendetta appearance, it just doesn't look quite right. So, we'll put him in S, sure. Carmen Electra. I didn't really play as the women much in Def Jam, only during the story mode, and even then I never really played as Carmen, but apparently she is bannable in actual competitive tourneys, so I'll put her in sure. Just like in the context of pissing off people. Alright, Chiang. As far as like his actual character goes, there's not too much to him, but I definitely like his style, the way it looks, and his blazing's pretty good too. I would put him in on down. Cindy J. I would put her higher up if it wasn't for the fact that her wind taunt is stupid.
Now that's what you'd call premature annihilation.
What the f*** is that? What the f*** is that?
Yeah, nobody can make that sound cool. Yeah, that just kind of puts Cindy down to sure territory. Crazy Legs. Crazy Legs, I love his breakdancing attacks. His blazing is a thing of freaking beauty. But compared to other fighters, I don't really find myself taking Crazy Legs all that much, but I am a fan of just how he plays. So, like, I don't give a damn about frame advantages, exploit, whatever. That's not a factor when I'm playing this. So, I'll put Crazy Legs in hell yes territory. Crow, Snoop, Doggy Dog would be up in boys territory if he had more moves to knock out opponents with, because as far as I remember, he's mainly martial arts, and that's definitely harder to knock out enemies with because you have to do wall attacks, and that's... I may be misremembering, and I'll amend that in editing. But Snoop Dogg definitely deserves to be in hell yes. Cruz. Yeah, I'm switching the order here too, but just something about Cruz just feels way too try-hard. Like, the way he speaks, like, Spanglish, it just doesn't feel natural. It feels like they told the guy in the recording booth, okay, we have some Spanish words here for you and popular phrases that mean bad words. So we want you to just, like, say those randomly in the middle of sentences. Alright. We've got Kratos.
Boy.
Never really played as D-Mob. He's definitely way more brutal in Vendetta because he's the boss character. Anyway, so D-Mob, Kratos. I don't really play as D-Mob, but just for the fact that Christopher Judge has gone on to become Kratos in God of War PS4. It's one of the best things I've ever heard, because I just love it when voice actors go from one character to another one, and it just connects everything together. Dan G. Not as fun to play as Crazy Legs. He does have a little bit of status, considering he was brought in from Vendetta as one of the, you know, fictional characters to make it through. And he's definitely not. He's definitely not these two. So if I had to, then yeah. David Banner. Just for his intro, Wind Taunt and Blazing alone, puts him in I'm Down.
I'm from the M. Crooked letter, crooked letter, humpback, make them all die.
Elephant Man. Never really played as him at all, really. And there's like nothing against the guy. He definitely has a look to him. I'll put him in Ansher territory. Comp is holding down the boys tier right now, so hopefully somebody comes by to fix that soon. Eric Sermon. Don't really know too much about him. He's just kind of one of those I'm there characters, like just to fill a roster spot. And any opinions I express on the real life rappers as far as Def Jam goes is nothing against them, as you know, their music careers or the songs they've made. It's just as far as a fighting game, I don't really think Eric Sermon's all that bad, so he'll go into Ansher. Famlay. Again, I really don't know a thing about this guy, though. I do enjoy his blazing move with the backbreaker. Well, with the gut check, elbow to the back, flip over, and then into backbreaker. It's a good blazing, but you know what? I would put him in I'm Down territory just for that. Though, why he's making the live long and prosper hand gesture, I'm not sure. Maybe he tried to appropriate it for himself, but that's not my call to make. Fat Joe. I have a lot of biases against CPU Fat Joe because of just how much he loved to spam the pedigree. I never really played as him, but it's not enough to put him down in Only If You Paid Me, so he'll go in Ansher. Flavor Flav. Yeah, Flavor Flav would be in, I guess, tier. Actually, I could probably move some people from Ansher to, I guess, Freeway. Another guy I don't really know anything about, so he'll go in, I guess. Ghostface Killer. Wu-Tang represent. You're going in the boys. And if you don't like it, go home and cry to your mama.
And while you at it, tell her I'm hungry.
Okay, Havoc. One half of Mob Deep. I do a little bit of research. I would put him in... he goes in Ansher. While I'm at it, since I'm talking about Mob Deep here, we can put Prodigy there also. Rest in Power Prodigy. Henry Rollins. Ooh, boy. On a lot of other people's lists, he would probably be up in the boys territory just for him having 4 styles. But I would probably put Henry Rollins as in I'm Down territory, because I feel like there's more they could have done for his look in this game, but the fact that they settled just for a pair of sweatpants, I'm not really too sure about that. And plus his blazing kind of leaves something to be desired, because Roughnecks, because he uses Roughnecks from Vendetta, and I don't know, it just doesn't really seem all that impressive, or it doesn't seem aggressive enough for a guy like Henry Rollins, because I feel like Rollins should be using like something like David Banner's. Okay, we've got House. I feel like he was a better character in Vendetta, because in Vendetta he didn't really sound like the dumb brick of D-Mob's group, but Only If You Paid Me. Ice-T, which is honestly pretty funny considering he's now more famous for being on Law & Order than his rap career at this point. It just feels more like his character, Finn, just goes undercover to infiltrate like the underground fight club crime scene, and he just got way into it enough that he decided it's his new lifestyle.
It's like somebody who drinks too much, snorts cocaine. That's the House on the Ponies.
But, you know, his moves are pretty good. His design is definitely something. I wouldn't say it's bad, it's definitely like, it's kind of weird that they just decked him out in all black except for his shoes. But his blazing, you know, kicks a whole lot of ass, so, I'll put him in, I'm down. Jacob, the jeweler. His blazing's weird. Like, I'll spin you around once, spin you the other way, then give you a big headbutt because classy? I don't know, but I would put him in, I guess. Jervis. Joe Budden. He definitely had a downgrade compared to Vendetta when one of his blazons was pretty much a combo into a Stone Cold Stunner, which is awesome. But now his new blazon in this just isn't as good at all, so he'll go in I guess territory. Kimura. I don't really have much to say. Lauren. I'll definitely need to pick up a controller again for Def Jam just to make sure I kind of know what I'm talking about here. Lil Flip was definitely similar to like Crazy Legs and Sean Paul, which we'll definitely get to later. His blazon was one of the better ones out of the entire cast, so I'll put him in Asher. Lil Kim. Within the context of Def Jam, she at least deserves to be in Asher territory. Alright, move, bitch, get out the way, make way for Ludacris to the boys! Alright, Mac 10. Mac 10, okay, so has a good blazon. I've definitely used it for some of my fighters. Not really a charismatic kind of guy. I mean, I dig his look, you know, keeping it grounded. But he just kind of seems pretty subdued in comparison to some of the other fighters. But yeah, I would put him in I'm down. I would pick Mac 10. Manny! Oh boy, Skull Fracture is way too good. You're going in hell yes, Manny. The only thing keeping you out of the boys is just the fact that you're stuck as a tattoo guy. Like, I get tattoos are Manny's thing, but the fact that he's just like relegated to that role now in the story is just Masa, apparently the worst character in the tournament scene. I don't know which look I prefer. Well, I know what he's going for, and I know he's got like the Yakuza tattoos. I don't know which to say is better. And like, I really want to like Masa, but I guess he'll go in I guess territory. Even though I do want to put him higher, Mecha. This is one of those guys who's in the background, but nothing is really too wrong about him. I guess I'll put Kenny in I guess territory. Method Man, straight to the boys. Gotta get Wu-Tang up in this tier. Memphis Bleak. Don't really know much about him other than apparently he's cool with Jay-Z or something, and he tried to make a career for himself and didn't really pan out, but again, this is Def Jam, not real life. His blazing was pretty good, and he definitely seemed simplistic, but I mean, blazing makes up for it to put him in Asher. Nori. Okay, you're a tricky one. You know what, just for his win taunt showing up in a Phoenix Wright parody video, I'll put him in I'm down.
Hey, yeah, man, ain't nothing personal. Well, it is personal, because I personally don't like your ass.
9. He's always been kind of a lame dude, to be honest. And plus, he's the guy who tries to cock block you in story mode. Like, really, you, 9, with your backwards bandana, little flaps just flapping over your head, walking around with no shirt on in a club. Like, have some self-respect, man. Like, take it off when the fight starts, not when you're just walking around. I mean, David Banner can get away with it because he's a fucking monster. Bone Crusher, well, he's fat. A little flip. Well, he's got abs, so I guess that's his excuse. Bo has no excuse. Bo's just okay, Omar Epps, a.k.a. Dr. Eric Foreman, which, quick aside here, how has nobody made enough jokes about Omar Epps and Topher Grace together? I really don't know how that has slipped from the public consciousness. He's alright. Like, if I had to pick between him and Ice-T for the team matches, I would usually just pick Ice-T over him. As far as Omar specifically, it's only 2 moves, and none of them are really that impressive or really that good. So, yeah. Who else but Pockets? Just for the hyping up and just the pedestal increase of Pockets. You know, thanks to Wooly and Matt. I'll put him in I'm Down. And plus, it's not often in games like these where characters only have like one intro line that him and Snoop Dogg could have, you know, like the best intro taunts to work off of each other.
I'm gonna take your life and your money.
My money's on me, kicking your bitch ass all night long.
Redman, where the f else but the boys? Redman is forever a boy, and nothing's gonna change that.
You like that? Huh? You like that?
Rome, I'm not really a fan of his design, the way his dreads look and his beard. Just the color of them look really, really dumb. It's enough to bump him to, I guess, even though his blaze isn't pretty good. Santos, you're the replacement DMX that nobody wanted. Honestly, Santos only exists just so that way they could reuse DMX's blazon. I'm leaning towards Only If You Paid Me, but I'll put him in, I guess. Scarface. Yeah, he's I guess. Not really much I can say about Scarface, even though I do think his Vendetta look was better. But with the more grittiness of Fight for New York, I can get why they changed him up to be more in the sleeveless tee and backwards hat, that stuff. Sean Paul. Mac Damien, this bitch just gets smoked, light up coochie for the hell yes. I mean, I'll put Snoop Dogg right next to Sean Paul because I feel like they would be really good friends. Yeah, you know what? Thinking about it, 9, you're going down to nah, fam. Just looking at you next to Only If You Paid Me. Nah. Shaniqua takes your spot. Shaniqua takes your Only If You Paid Me. Shauna. What? Shauna's cute. You know, I like her side. I like her side Bailey ponytail. Her blazon was also pretty fun. The multiple slaps into the axe kick. So she'll go into I'm Down tier. And seeing as she's the last woman, she's the only one who's probably in the upper tier. So there you go. Skull. Get your stinking ass in nah fam right now.
You gonna pee tonight, home?
Slick Rick, I didn't really use Slick Rick too much, but you know, the jeweled eye patch and you know, just the fact that he's Slick Rick, you know, I'll put him in hell yes. I'm gonna play as him some more when I boot up Def Jam again. No man. Boy, you definitely looked a whole lot more better in Vendetta with your dreadlocks being longer. Here you look dumpy, like you retired out of D-Mob's crew opened up a clothing shop, and you got fat. Fat! You go into I guess territory. Solo, I mean Wooly, I mean Brennan Williams. His voice is just kind of grating to me.
This right here is for all me Jamaican brethren around the world.
It definitely feels like a white person trying to talk black somehow. And even if that's not the case, it just doesn't really sound good. Plus, I don't know what the hell was up with his blazing. I think it was the one where he like bent you backwards and just kind of did like a reverse suplex or something. It's not enough to save him from only escaping. Dark. You were such a blabbermouth in the intro, why can't you talk in the actual damn game? Plus your face is goddamn weird. Sticky Fingers. Insert JoJo joke here. Hell yes. Stingray, the friendly neighborhood barber. I do give Stingray some extra points for incorporating rhymes into his intro and Winton.
Don't give me no sass or I'll kick your ass. You been wet, you been smacked, and you ain't coming back.
And I just like to imagine just the neighborhood barber just going down to the fight club, just finding somebody who, you know, complaining about the way he cut their hair and, you know, just beat the crap out of him because they have the gall to complain about how he works. Suspect. I'm gonna lay it down right here, right now for all of you. Suspect sucks. He is baby mode for people who want to win at Def Jam but have no idea how to play and have no skills whatsoever. So, any one of you who main Suspect, this is the bitch tier. You are in bitch tier right now. Ha ha ha! No, I'm sorry, please don't take that personally. Tech. Okay, Tech. For a guy who was supposed to be, we're bringing in somebody from Baltimore to handle your ass, he is very unimpressive. And if the bullet wounds in his neck that he bandaged up with just stuff he found under his sink is to mean like he's tough or whatever, well, he's gonna have to try harder than that. Machete. Get right in that tier, muchacho. You would school the shit out of Skull and Cruz. Look, these two jokers. These guys need to get the fuck out of here. You're not representing Latinos in any way. Trick. Basic bitch. Warren G. I remember him being annoying as fuck in the story mode. And West Coast is the best coast you better recognize in a game that takes place in New York. Nah, boy. You're stinging only if you paid me. Dub C. Get in here with your damn blazing. I'ma spend 5 seconds trying to dance and swag and swerve on you when all I'm doing is wasting time. The last of the bunch. You know him well. He's here to meme and pimp your ride. His blazing's alright, but I feel like they could have gone more flashier with Exhibit since, you know, he's the pimp my ride guy. Okay, so looking over this list. You know what? I'll bump Manny up to the boys. Just for Skull Fracture. Skull Fracture is so good. And again, he's a character that came back from Vendetta, so the fact he left that much of an impression is, you know, that counts for something. Slick Rick? You know, I think I'll bump him down a bit. Just to I'm down. I still like Slick Rick. It's just as far as like, oh, I'm down to pick this character right here. I'd probably bump him down a little. Actually, I'll bump up Busta to hell yes. Yeah, switch out Slick Rick for Busta, basically. I might have been feeling a bit too generous with Family. Just for the blazing. Yeah, I'll put him down and sure. I feel like I might have been more harder than Shaniqua than I should have. Like, just as like a troll joke character, you know, for appearance alone, I think that works out just fine. So, here we go, the definitive character list for Def Jam Fight for New York. Just the overall packages of these characters. There's no disputing this. If you got a problem with my taste, fight me in the comments. You know, I will square up with you guys. over my Def Jam taste. Okay? Okay.
You can't be a pimp if you get owned like a hoe.
This is bitch tier.